If EVAS can take one global firm, which is your dream company where EVAS should do audit?
Maybe I would thinking about Tesla would be an option where I can see, what they're doing, with respect to innovations and AI and things like that. I would like to see that. We never approached any of the clients of our earlier firms. We only concentrated on new businesses.
Was there a low moment when you started when the audit may not be flowing that from now you are doing good and you have good business?
Army person had came here and she had told, choose the harder truth over the easier way out. So we have always done the same thing and try to do the same to the maximum extent possible with our professional practice. So what we try to do is actually one factor is in EVAS actually, if you are actually working properly and doing the job in respect of which you are in, you have a position up to which you can become the partner of the firm. Once you are clearing a CA, then it never counts which year you clear, how many attempts you took. So never let yourself down. Be always positive, and that's a big profession waiting for you.
Welcome back to this 10th episode where every so often we meet someone who reminds us that toughest roads often leads to the most breathtaking destinations. Our guest today, Sandeep Nader, is living proof that circumstances don't define your courage, resilience, and hunger defines you and helps you to achieve what you want. Welcome, Sandeep Nair.
Thank you, Jamai. Thank you for having me here.
Let me ask you the first question. You have a humble background where having a professional course like chartered accountancy is was a luxury that time. And so far as I know, the passing percentage of CA, it was very, very low. Then also, you believed that CA is possible. What made you thought so?
Yeah, to be very frank about it, what I think is actually, having the limitations that I was in my family culture at that point of time. I believe that, we have only two options. Either we accept what it is, the situation, and live along with that, or we try to do something different with our life where we want to achieve. So CA as particular created a big passion in me. So I wanted to do CA. The CA was not a career path for me. It was a path that I wanted to set as a life boundary for me. So, and the main principle for me was actually no pain, no gain.
Oh.
That was the principle which actually I followed throughout my study curriculum. And so even though my thing was very we our financial means were limited, I always believed that knowledge should be accessible to everyone who is actually willing to work for it. So I was having that belief along with the strong belonging to my family. I was able to achieve what I'm right now.
Who told you about the CA course? Was it your parents? Was it the friends who were studying with you in your high school? From where the idea of let me do CA?
It was through two things actually. One was I found out this CA has a very good and unique appearance in our area in Kerala, particularly where we send this. In India, particularly, CA has got a huge amount of quantum of respect. So that was one aspect that was there. And second was actually from my one of my close relative. They also told, why don't you try for CA? Why don't you look for that? So that actually, I was thinking that I was not able to do the other courses, but the thing is that commerce attracted me very much. So this was another thing that I took in that commerce group in pre-degree in our 12th standard, and I inclined towards CA.
The passing percentage in CA never scared you that I'm taking a course. I want to change my destiny. I want to change my background in terms of financial distress and I want to come out of it. But CA can be challenging and can continue for years, 2 years before you complete. What motivated you? Sometimes I've seen students getting disheartened of not choosing CA because the number of attempts which may go really, really high. What was your thought process?
My thought process was I had a very strong belief in myself. I knew that, I was very good in my studies, and, I used to spend a lot of time in studies. So, and I had strict belief that if I am, internal talking was there in me, that, if I am patient and, I'm strongly working towards my goal, I will be surely able to achieve it. And definitely with my parents' guidance and my close family guidance, actually, I was able to achieve the, joint CA. That scare of, pass percentage never appeared to me. So I did my, articleship in a proper way, and I was able to, pass it with God's grace.
You cracked all your exams in the first attempt.
No, no.
You have taken attempts.
I have taken,
Whenever you went for whenever you were not able to crack, or
yeah,
whenever you have to go for the second attempt,
yeah.
was there a fear that I have chosen the wrong career path and I may not end up completing it?
To be very frank, but as I told you that initially I had a good confidence. What happened is when I wrote the first time the inter, there was no courses that I didn't went for any courses. I did it all myself actually. So I went and attended the exam. So I was 100% sure that I will be clearing the CA inter, but I failed both the papers for the first attempt. Actually failed it. So then I realized actually this is not the way. Actually, I want the things to move on, and I came to know that there is something extra required. The my effort is not enough for me to uh, just jump over the barrier. So I understand that CA is a very coveted course, and it requires that quantum of effort and that quantum of focus and planning required to pass it actually. So that effort I put it in, and I cleared other attempts. I cleared slowly steadily, but I cleared all the attempts in a row actually. So that was a that was actually, and the thing is that one other factor was whenever I cleared an exam, it was a big joy in my firm also, where I used to work with articleship. So that also created a lot of motivation in me.
And as you said, you have done all the self study part. You never went for an outside coaching and support. Uh, Nowadays, when we look at the CA curriculum, and nowadays when we talk about students, they always look for a teacher for different papers, be it accounts, be it audit, be it taxes, direct taxes, be it indirect taxes. And when it comes to final, it becomes more evident that yes, I need external support, I need that experience, instead of reinventing the wheels, right? What made you go for a self study, or what motivated you? You were motivated, I can make out, ये मुझे पता समझ में आ रहा है.
Yeah.
But what made you continue that let me do it through self study, let me not look for external help?
Actually, foundation and CA inter time, I was entirely on my own actually. But what happened is during the articleship period, we used to get this articleship stipend and things like that, and we had a small help from the family, close family members also. So I did some selective papers in final. But apart from that, all the exams, it was all about the means actually which you want to do it, and I was more focused. There was a lot of help from my family as well as my friends' side, motivating me in respect of the studies. And there was I put also a lot of effort in respect of this, which I feel actually which actually helped me, particularly. I was a second rank holder in a university level and in my 12th standard. So this actually gave a huge amount of confidence to me in that time. It all came in the newspapers at that point of time that you have cleared this thing, and it was something like ये दिया जल गया एक अंधेरे के अंदर दिया जल गया, ऐसा सब न्यूज़ आया था. तो this was all motivating factors for me, and at the right point of time I got to right places. This was which created a great amount of confidence in me in the CA curriculum.
What are the three things today when you see the students around and you have done self study, you have cracked your examinations, by all means, the CA exam, which is one of the toughest examinations which we consider. The three things which you will recommend for today's CA students if he wants to opt for self study and if he wants to give up his fear for CA, the three things which you will recommend that they should do or start doing now to crack the examinations.
See, according to me, there is a lot of planning required. So you have to plan your study portion. So that's a very important thing that, according to me, because as I attribute always, planning is the most successful factor. So we should know where we are going to attack actually, or what we are going to attack. So if we know that this is the area that we are going to conquer, so the planning is one of the main factors that I would recommend. Second thing is actually your ability to do hard work. You should have the appetite that you are going to put in that hours. Each CA, whoever is coming from CA background, we know that they have put in their day in and night, they have put their soul into this actually. So hard work is it's equivalent and more than intelligence. If you put your hard work into that, intelligence definitely is required, but hard work is extremely important. And third aspect, I will say maybe God's grace, luck factor is there. So you do your planning, you do your efforts part of it, and then you leave it to the Almighty. One other factor that I would say is actually, nowadays mostly it is the question papers are available, the answers are available of the prior years and things like that. This is a very important factor. This also, I used to do a lot of answers of the previous years, which used to give me a lot of confidence in respect of this thing. So I would recommend that also as a part of this.
So hard work and God's blessings are required. But one thing which I'm learning from here is planning is very important.
Yeah.
Be it revision test papers, be it previous year papers and other stuffs, that planning, when what you will do, how do you learn is very, very important if you want to crack CA examinations. That's a good takeaway. Let me move on from your CA career to another milestone of your life,
Yeah.
EVAS Constantin.
Yeah.
What is this brand? How did you think about it and from where it was born?
He was constant in is a brand that we have developed with God's grace. It's a dream come reality for us. It's an audit and assurance firm it's a mid-tier audit and assurance firm in UAE, and I'm one of the partner of it. Another partner is Mr. Vijay Mohan. He's also a leader and visionary in respect of this thing, and he's also carrying the brand in a very nice manner. So this came through a friendship, between certain friends, and because I was in Verma and Verma in India doing my articleship, and after bypassing, after that I was joining the Mood offices here. So I wanted to do continue in profession only. Like that was my entire intention. I didn't want to go to the industry. So that was not. I wanted to continue in profession. I wanted to contribute towards assurance segment, and thereby when we like-minded people meet actually. So we thought of doing that, and to start that practice, and that's how EVAS was born. So the thing is that what we want to do additionally is actually how our firm can create value to others. That is where actually everyone is providing services, but what is the additional factor that you provide to other through which actually you can contribute towards the best service. That's what we are trying to do, and like most of the firms, we are trying to start USP is actually to provide the best service.
I know Vijay Bhai. I'm more interested in knowing when did you first time met Vijay and where did you and Vijay met?
Yeah. So
Where it started, the
it
friendship
started actually 2006 September 12 when I landed in Dubai. So Vijay was there he had came to pick up another person who was along with me joining more offices. So that's the point of time when I met Vijay, and we went to Vijay's relative home. That's how it started, and then it was a very deep friendship between us. There were some the close people, and based on that actually
This was 2006.
2006.
Let's move from your CA journey, which is a milestone, to another milestone of your life, creating of EVAS Constantin, a new brand. What was the thought process in creating this brand and what is the vision of EVAS Constantin?
That's for me, Ivas Constantine is a dream come reality, which we are living actually today, me and my partner Vijay Mohan, and other partner Edgar. So the thing is that this all started with the close friendship that we have from the time we came in UAE. So we started this journey at that point of time. EVAS Constantin, God's grace, it is one of the mid-tier firms in UAE, and we provide specific services in the areas of audit assurance, taxation, compliance, and consulting. And right now, we have also started e-invoicing services. So that's about it. And with respect to the vision, that means the vision is to provide the best services, best quality services to the clients. What is the additional service that we can provide for the client? That's what we take care of in our firm.
I'll come to EVAS Constantin more,
Yeah.
but first I'm interested in how and you and Vijay connected. When is the first time when you and Vijay met?
September 12, 2006 was the date when I landed to UAE. The moment I landed with another person, Arun, when we actually came out of the flight from the airport, Vijay was waiting there for me, for Arun basically. So, and then we both went to, Vijay's relatives' home, and that's how the friendship started. So he was not working with Moore. He just came he was working somewhere else actually at that point of time. And slowly, steadily, like-minded met, and we also had a lot of discussion with respect to our audit and things like that. And I wanted to do audit only actually, audit and assurance service. I wanted to be in the profession only. I never wanted to be in the industry. Right from the time I was in Verma and Verma, in India, and then joining the Moore offices. Moore, I spent around 7 years my life. So after that, when we both decided that we should formally start a brand for practicing, audit and assurance services. That's how EVAS Constantine was born.
So you met in 2006, and when did you thought that okay, friendship started? I normally friendship does not start on the first day; it takes time. When did you decided okay, I can trust this person and let's take our friendship to a next level and we be a business partner?
Yeah, formally we have a relationship started in 2013. For with Vijay, the kind of personality he was there from 2006, I know him. Now it is 2025. I know him that he always thinks from his heart. Actually, it is he wants to do better for other people. He never, it's not that only for himself. That type of attitude he doesn't have. So first of all, he wants so that type of a person when he is actually seeing. So he also wanted, his vision was also very clear. He wanted to be in the profession, and I also wanted to be in profession. So he said, why not? Let's start together, and so that was the starting point.
Who was the first person to approach? Vijay bhai approached you saying let's start, or you approached Vijay bhai saying let's start with our own firm?
Vijay had approached me.
Vijay approached you. Vijay has that thought.
Yeah.
And you said instantly yes, or you thought that, okay, let me think about it because I have a stable career. That will be again unstable because moving is not easy. So it was an instant yes, or you.
It was an instant yes, but with my family, it was not that. There was a lot of repercussion from my family side, because they were actually concerned. A guy who is already there in profession, who can go to industry, or who can look for an accreditation for, or jump in his career to another audit firm. Why he would like to go to self-employment, start his own thing. But I was actually I trusted Vijay, and I trusted the process actually. So wanted to do something in the profession, and with God's grace, and the way UAE has developed in terms of its regulatory platform, which has created a lot of milestone of opportunities for all the professionals who are in this field.
Again, did you had a fear? I mean, I'm having a good income, I'm having a stable salary, and now I'm moving into an unventured or unexplored space. Did you had that fear that what if I fail? What if the firm does not fly?
No, that fear we didn't have. We actually, to be very frank about it, we never approached any of the clients of our earlier firms. We only concentrated on new businesses, because for us the appetite was only that we have to get our costs covered. We have to live the day. That was the only perspective at that point of time, and we have to find new works where we can provide proper work to the client. It is not and the thing is that we never had this advertisement sort of thing, or person who is doing the marketing back then. It's very recently that we have approached this area, but apart from that, it was all word from mouth, from the client to client it went. And the practice, the thing was actually, we had at right point of time, we had the right things achieved. That was actually in the right time we got the audit license for from firm. Actually, we initially we started a management consultancy, then we started an audit firm, then we were able to start in Abu Dhabi, and then Vijay got license, and the country also went into a higher quantum of regulation. These all things contributed a great mileage, and we also now a part of UAS Constituent. So God's grace, we are having good.
Was there a low moment when you started, when the audit may not be flowing, that from now you are doing good and you have good
Yeah.
business? When you start, you need that kind of support from business, which
Yes.
being a new firm becomes a little difficult. So was there a low moment where you and Vijay sat across and said, it's not working out?
No, we never had that type of a moment that actually we said that, okay, it's a very low moment for us. The thing is that actually, if you are providing proper services, and if you look for work, Dubai is a place where you will get work for sure. So we got work, may not be that fees in respect of higher fees or things like, but we were getting our work, and we were support of a lot of professionals in UAE who used to help us in that time to for the audit sign off and things like that, until we got our audit license. So that was a humble starting, but slowly, steadily, it was not that we grown over in a very fast. We had our own steps and our own thing, but the thing is that actually our focus was there, that we didn't want to do anything which will put us in a risky position. That time also, now also, our risk appetite is in respect of that is low. So we want to provide proper services and render a proper, even if the fees for that is not that much.
How is family's reaction? Initially, family was not onboarded on the idea of doing it. Now, when you're doing good and you have created a market for the company, for yourself, and for everyone, instead of being an employee, now you're an employer who is running the families of so many chartered accountants and other professionals. What's your family's reactions?
Initially, I remember, my father-in-law and things like that, mother-in-law, they were actually very much, reluctant. What this guy is doing? Why is he going to a profession? Why he's not taking? And I'm newly married at that point of time also. So that in 2000, back in 2013. So 2012, I got married. So what happened is, but my faith was there that actually I wanted to do this thing. Today, they also see that actually, from their side as well as other side, we are employing a lot of people here. So that itself, as you said, actually, we are creating a lot of job opportunities for a lot of members who are working with us. And the retention rate is also very nice with respect to our firm. We are having all the members retained with us. Even the people who are actually leaving us are coming back and joining us. That's a track record that Vijay is also
Wow,
maintaining.
that is really good.
Yes.
So you got married in 2012.
Yes.
In which month?
Me.
May. And you started the firm in 2013. Though conversation was going on since 2010, little jobs you guys were doing
Yeah.
it.
Yes. Correct.
So when you got married, you were in job.
Yeah. In job.
Huh?
Yes.
And after how many months after the marriage you left the job and you started this?
I think in March 2013, I started formally. I joined. First of all, I joined. Vijay was still there, and then after that, in December, in January 2014, Vijay joined.
You took a lot of risk with your marriage in within 1 year from job to this, and your reactions of wife was tremendous.
Yeah, actually, there was a point of time that when we didn't have any sort of a medical insurance also.
Oh,
When we joined this new firm, there was no medical insurance for. So that period was there. So it's not that we had a good course, but my wife supported and she had a belief that if you want to do it, let's try it out. So and I had a faith with, as I told you, with faith with Vijay and faith with the system, and back then the other partners were also there. So when the things worked out in the way we wanted, and
let me go on to the brand name now. EVAS Constantin.
yeah.
A very unique name. What's the story behind the name EVAS Constantin?
Yeah, EVAS actually the name. There was two names in respect of that. One is EVAS and one is Constantine. EVAS is a name that was actually evolved by Vijay and me in a group discussion, and to some extent my wife's contribution is also there. So we had a discussion, a lot of discussions were there, based on which we arrived at this name. This attributes to our friendship, and more sort of a Constantine is actually a network of firm. It's a network which is we saw that it's a network in IFAC. So they are the one of the the standard setting body. So they are a network there. So when we saw that as when we started the practice, I approached all the firms like most of do to get an affiliation or networking, and but what we found is actually Constantine was a network which actually wanted to grow that practice also in Middle East countries. It's a very boutique firm. It's a French European firm, and they are having a very good practices, and they are into niche practices, very big businesses in France and things like that. They're handling their audit clients and things like that in UAE. So they also wanted to set across in. So we are acting as their network firm for Middle East as well as India.
Oh, wow. Constantin is a network, a known network, and that's fine. EVAS, let me guess and correct me or deny me. EVAS, V stands for Vijay and S stands for Sandeep. What is E and A stands for?
E actually is for Edgar, who is in India. A is for one of our prior partners, Mr. Arun. So that's how it is.
So you both and two more were there. That's the acronym of your names.
Yeah.
Perfect. That is what I was thinking about
Yeah.
it. In one sentence, if you have to define your brand EVAS, Constantin, how do you define it?
I would define that we want to provide a firm where we are providing unique services with the most ethical standards to our clients in the most professional manner, so that they are also governed by all the regulations, complying with all the regulations, and they are future ready for their business. That's what I would say.
You talked about you give the solutions and not fixes. If you're not giving fixes, most of the firms here give fixes and just try to solve the issue on hand. But you are talking about a comprehensive solution. How does it works out for you? Because cost is involved. And being a chartered accountancy firm, cost is always a challenge in terms of revenue. If you try to get your EBITDA out, it becomes a challenging. How do you ensure that solutions can be given to the client and not quick fixes?
I remember one session that was recently conducted by ICAI, in which one army person had came here, and she had told, choose the harder truth over the easier way out. So we have always done the same thing and try to do the same to the maximum extent possible with our professional practice. So definitely there is an easier way out in a lot of scenarios which we don't take it. We always advise the client the harder governance thing, which is actually going to protect them in a longer run. Easier quick fixes may not be the solution in all scenarios. Definitely in cases where it is a quick fix is actually also an ethical practice and also complying with all the terms, we also define that. But the governance cost is actually the long term governance, long term compliant is actually, which is you're not looking at today, you have to look for future. Actually you are in the market, the client is also in the market, and the regulators are also in the market. So and yeah, this is what actually we never rely on this quick fixes thing. We actually provide proper services with proper governance things involved.
Don't you lose client because of that?
Let me tell you one thing which I found out, and this was not from my side. Actually, this is the learning that I got from our prior partner, Mr. Nandkumar, where I was there in Moose Stephen. He used to always say that don't look for a easier solution. Easier solution is very easy, you can take it any point of time, but look for a scenario where you are going for a you are presenting yourself in a court. Now what is the thing that is going to save you? The thing that is going to save you is your audit documentation, or what is the documentation, what the process that you have followed. So we place extreme importance to that actually. And what we have seen, as the client initially, even if they don't like it, they ultimately like the process and they come back to us. There is a numerous scenarios which I have faced in my professional career, where I've seen that clients who initially having a issue with respect to that, they accept that this is the right approach, and this is a proper way, and we have to stick with these people. That's how we have never faced a uh, and those clients, if they are actually going, that type of client is not meant for you. So that's what we believe.
You are an ADGM approved auditor. You are an ICV certifying body as well. You have more recognitions. How these recognitions helps in your growth?
This recognition actually would not be considered as a mere badges. It is actually, or mere recognition. Actually for us it is the a lot of hard work from our team side has been placed for that. We consider that as a as a recognition from the ministry side or from the regulator side, recognizing the presence and the ethics that we follow and the hard work that we do. So we consider that as a recognition from the regulator side. So that's what we believe actually.
So you are keeping your clients happy with talking truth, with talking the process.
Yes.
You are keeping government happy with being truthful to the regulators, being ethical on that standards. How about employees? You already said your retention rate is really high, but
Yeah.
how do you engage your employees that you are keeping your retention rate at a very high level?
That is a very important thing. At the end of the day, if you are asking me for the most important thing in a service industry is it's team members actually. The quality of the team shows the quality of the work that you are engaging. So the thing is that what we try to do in respect of that, we uplift them by asking them to apart from their normal professional courses and the professional caliber and the experience they are having, we ask them to attend most of the courses, the ICAI seminars that they are attending, and these all things help them to nurture themselves as a better professional. So technical knowledge we are actually encompassing. Also there are sessions from Vijay in respect of how to mold them as a proper leaders. In We also help them to understand how to today if we are facing the client, or you're writing an email to a client, how you should be facing all this thing. So a lot of training is involved, on the job training is involved in respect of employee and team members, and we consider them as an extended family. That's how we are actually considering. It's that not that they are actually not part of us. We are also having in mind that the profession is going to be taken forward by these people only, who are our team members, who are long term retained team members. It's not that we are going to only we are we. That is not the concept. We are actually thinking about our team members also to take the profession forward. This is what we.
How do you handle this attitude of in small time I need big things? Okay, the current generation have less patience and they want to achieve more in less time, right? And because of that, the attrition rates in any industry goes high. How do you handle this in EVAS? Because there there will be requirements where employees want a hike, they want something additional every year, and which may not be possible for EVAS. What keeps you to retain them? What makes you to retain them?
See, what we believe is actually if the employees are having a due for certain amount, definitely that increment or whatever that the team member has to, if he's deserving with respect to his hard work, he has to get it. But if they are having a huge amount of perks and incentives, we never say that IVAS is the end of the day or end of the career or things like that. Definitely, we are having a plan of where a person, the point is actually in our earlier offices we realize that we didn't have a plan where we can reach up to a level where we can become a partner or things like that. But we learned a lot of things. Whatever we have learned actually is from our earlier studies in our earlier firms and things like that. So what we try to do is actually one factor is in IVAS actually, if you are actually working properly and doing the job in respect of you, which you are in, you have a position up to which you can become the partner of the firm. So that's what we are looking at actually. We are not looking a short term. So we have selected categories of team members who can reach up to the partners level.
Wow, having that clarity of thoughts in terms of that employee can reach the partner level sets the tone or future of a company. Let me move on and ask you a question. What you consider as an impact, a story from your history you consider as an impact, and which made you believe what I do, why I do, is the reason. Because of this, I will continue doing it.
There's a numerous things during your professional career that you feel that this is an impact that I made in the career or or with the client. The locations have come, but one recent thing I remember is actually a scenario where we had done some additional procedure on behalf of the ministry in one of the work that we did. So this procedure also we had defined, which was approved by the ministry, and we did it for because what client was claiming exorbitant ICV score. So, with the grace, we had got the approval from the ministry with respect to our processes. Ministry approved it, and that additional procedure we did, and we that score was a little coming down after that. But this actually, this shows that we are taking the leading edge of approaching the ministry of showing the process, and that's what ministry like the entire transparency approach that is there with the certifying bodies.
Wow. And any impact of something which you were doing, and then after that history, that story, you said, let's stop this, let's change the process. This is not the right approach.
Yeah, there is actually there were scenarios where when we started one office in a particular area, and I was located there initially. I moved my family towards that, but later point of time we realized that there is a bigger opportunity in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi, where actually I need to focus and I need to move there. So that's where actually I feel we had to close the office which was earlier started, and I moved entirely concentrating in Abu Dhabi, and that has really contributed according to me towards the growth of Abu Dhabi. Till that it was just taken as a as a cost center for us, but right now it is also a important profit center, and it is deriving a lot of value potential for us.
But when you took that decision as firm, as partner, where there was thought, no, we are taking an early decision, we should keep continuing or pushing that investment in that emirate, and maybe we'll also make returns out of it for closing that office.
No, we didn't see. What we thought is actually we gave it a period of 1 year. So within 1 year, maybe an earlier period also, maybe there could be an extended period. But what we thought was actually Abu Dhabi was started in 2015 itself, but it was not providing that sort of a volume of work which Abu Dhabi has a potential of actually. So the Emirate has got a huge amount of potential, huge amount of professional work for all the professional service providers if they are providing in a mid-tier segment. That's what I believe. So we when we actually shifted over there, the result was very instant. Maybe in 2 or 3 months, we got a good quantum of client increase, and that's what we felt that the decision was right. To close the earlier office which was there in a particular area and to concentrate on Abu Dhabi.
Let's move forward towards the future. You must have heard about AI in ICAI.
Yeah.
You must have heard about AI in auditing.
Yes.
My question to you is, what is AI in EVAS?
AI in EVAS, actually, we are trying to inculcate AI programs in EVAS. We have got, in our audit tools that we are using, we are exploring the opportunities that AI can bring across to our clients. What I strictly believe is actually AI has a potential of really great potential in, all our audit and assurance segments, where it can help us to identify any transactions which are, not proper nature, or any potential fraud transaction. These all things AI can really help us. There are tools available for that. So we are exploring that opportunities, and we'll definitely be moving towards that. See, one thing that we understand, both me and Vijay understand, is actually change is a very important factor. You don't change, you will remain at the same position, then you are out. Actually, there are a lot of examples towards it. So we will keep on changing. We will keep on all taking all the new technologies which we find relevant, which is actually helping. For me, I never consider AI as a factor which is going to be, endangering us, or putting us in a danger thing. I think that's a big factor in today's world, which is helping and amplifying our profession, and we should be using it towards the best end, to how it can be used to the best professional end, because there's a lot of cases, even saying the good thing, there's a lot of cases where fraudulent things are happening, money laundering is happening. So all these things, AI can play a significant role in that.
Where do you see AI in next 5 years?
Next 5 years, I feel that AI is going to grow on potentially very very high scale, where assurance practice also is not going to be a post-mortem thing. It is going to be a real-time basis, and AI tools will be available, whereby we will be able to do the things on an online audit. So I feel that that type of a thing, a perpetual audit, can be possible, and this will protect the businesses also to a greater extent. And also I feel that in money laundering concepts also, lot of AI features will be inculcated in the software, whereby in the pre-hand before itself, before the transaction is taking place, the gatekeepers will be able to know that there is a transaction which is having a potential thing, and which could be easily reported to the ministry, to the regulator, central bank. So I feel that there is a high amount of potential. I see a lot of automation is going to come in the all the segments of audit as well as businesses.
By when we are going to see AI in EVAS doing assurance practice, where 80% of the work is being, or 60% of work is being done through AI tools, and with more work and better compliances?
This is what we are also trying to inculcate. What my according to my thing, actually, what I feel is within a span of 2 to 3 years, this is going to happen. AI is going to have a significant effect in all our audit tools and all our audit processes, and we will have to inculcate towards it, because if we don't do it, actually, there is a risk that there is a lot of potential risk may be there, which AI will be able to cater. It doesn't mean that entire shifting is on AI, but definitely AI is going to be a strong tool.
What's your take on AML, anti-money laundering, the future of it in UAE as advisory services? What's your take, and how do you see it coming in next 5 years?
It is potentially a very very important thing. I have been practicing AML from my more Stephen days. That time itself, I used to handle a lot of DFSA clients. So AML at that point, the significant shift that has happened in UAE over the past 6 to 7 years is a clear example of how AML is now UAE is one of the best regulatory practices, and this is going to continue. 3 or 4 years down the line, there's a lot of changes are going to happen in AML perspective. And I feel that there will be scenario. Right now we are dealing with newer cases of crypto and things like that, whereby the money laundering fraud or how it is coming, it's very difficult to identify. So all these things will be coming in the radar of AML. And there's a good professional practice opportunity, particularly in the DNFBP segment, the designated non-financial business professional segment. I feel a very great opportunities for all the professionals.
Okay, now Sandeep bhai, let's move to a quick fire round. I'll ask the question quickly. You will answer in seconds.
Okay.
Will not put a thought to it. It should come rapidly, and that will be instant. Yeah? Quick fire, quick rapid fire. If you have to have a dinner with some leader, living or dead, you can decide which leader you want to have dinner with.
I would like to have dinner with Ratan Tata.
Ratan Tata ji. Okay.
Yeah, because
What is one surprising item in your bucket list which your family also does not know, which you want to do?
I want to go with my wife for a trip in Europe.
For a trip in Europe, and wife also does not know about it.
Yeah,
Wow. So today you know it that he wants to go to Europe with you. Okay. The proudest moment of your life.
Proudest moment of my life is, two things. Maybe one is starting EVAS, of course. One, and second is when my daughter was born.
Your daughter was born.
Yeah.
Biggest risk you have ever taken.
Biggest risk ever taken, maybe, start commencing co-founding EVAS. One of
Thank
the,
God you
but
did not say marriage.
yeah, no. Marriage was never risk. I'm very proud of it. But the point is actually this co-founding EVAS actually, yeah, that was risk, but it's worth it actually.
It's worth
Each
the
and
risk
every
which you have
moment.
taken.
Yeah.
Most useful advice you have ever received from someone.
Useful advice. Never. That's the one advice that I heard very recently. That very always strikes my mind. That Yashika, I have seen that video also a couple of times. That never go for the easier wrong path. Take the harder, but the best way is to take the long path.
One lucky number which you think has changed your life.
Uh, Lucky number is actually when we pass our CA exam. Of course, that P is shown in whenever online is checked. That is
That's alphabet. Okay. That pass in the alphabet. And in case of number, which number works for you? The most, like we have seen legends and legendaries have their number 3, 6, 9. You have any such number which you
No, I
think
don't
works?
have any such number for me. But maybe my both daughters born maybe that year when which I consider that as a lucky thing.
Whom you love the most, the younger or the elder?
Oh, that's a tough question. Both of them in the same manner.
Okay. Audit or badminton? What gives you the underline? What gives you energy?
Definitely, badminton gives me the energy, but audit also comes very close. Audit victories are also close, but badminton.
Where you want to put smashes, in badminton court or in audit reports?
Not in audit report. I hope we are not having a lot of qualified things because the client is compliant with most of the things. Definitely in badminton, the splashes should be there.
Over a weekend, if you are given a reason to enjoy or a guilty pleasure, sometimes we call it, what do you want to do?
To go for a long drive with my family, hearing music, or with my good friends. That would be one of the things that I will love.
Who is a better person, wife or Vijay Bhai?
I am married to both.
If you could audit any global company, which company you want to audit? If EVAS can take one global firm, which is your dream company where EVAS should do audit?
Maybe I would thinking about Tesla would be an option where I can see, how what they're doing, with respect to innovations and AI and things like that. I would like to see that how it's being done.
If EVAS can create a mascot for EVAS as a company, EVAS Consulting as a company, what will the mascot? A cat, a tiger, a lion?
Maybe we will consider ourselves as a Garud or as a eagle, seeing over that.
ICAI.
Yeah, yeah. Seeing over, having a vision of what is happening. No, I was actually not referring, but that's correct. Actually, I say logo is there, but yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Before we conclude, I want you to look at the camera and talk to those young professionals who think CA is a hard examination. CA is not my curriculum to go for. CA, I will not be able to crack. CA, I does not have means to complete. What is your advice to them? Talk directly to them because they will be seeing it. You are an inspiration for them. If you can do it, if we can do it, then they can also do it. What is your message to them? Directly in the camera.
My message is actually, consistency, as we all know, it's the key. Consistency is the key. Be consistent in your studies, be humble, and, do your hard work. Plan yourself very well and leave the rest to the God. If you have put in your effort, then don't, there's no need to worry about it. You're already will clear. And I wish all the best to my all young professionals. Yeah, there's a big way ahead. Once you are clearing a CA, then it never counts which year you clear, how many attempts you took. So, never let yourself down. Be always positive, and that's a big profession waiting for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandeep Bhai. You are, after this podcast, I can say you are a humble person. I knew about you earlier as well. But one thing I know about you is you are a true friend.
Yeah.
Once you take hand in your hand, saying you are my friend, you stick by that. And that is something which defines you as a human being. Thank you for having, it's our pleasure to have you in the podcast. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Jay bhai.
Thank you.